Hi, well, welcome back to my channel. I am in Yosemite today, and I thought a really good topic would be what to bring with you when you're going to the mountains and the snow and the rain. And personally, for me being in Southern California, we don't have to deal with the rain that much or the snow that much. So coming up here to Yosemite has been really fun, and it's been really cold and rainy. So when I planned this trip months and months ago because it was going to fit in to all of these different moving parts that I had. I was going to be in the right part of the state, that I could come to Yosemite, then I'm going to go visit my friend, and I thought, let's plan for these 2 days to be in Yosemite. And I had a friend who's a tour director who was fantastic. He was able to show me things that I wouldn't have seen on my own, and we had a really great time. But of all the days, it ended up raining and snowing. As you can see behind me, in my hotel room right now, it is snowing. And so Yosemite's closed today. So I was lucky enough to be able to go and explore yesterday. But what do we do? How do we dress when we're going to the snow and we're not really used to it? I'm just going to share a few of the tips that I found worked really well for me, and hopefully they'll be useful to you. So, first thing that I found really, really helpful is I have this really great waterproof jacket that I got from REI. And a lot of the times when I've worn this, it just comes and covers my face and it's really hard to see. So what I thought I'd do is I'd bring this hat that I have worn so much this year. I brought it to Egypt, I brought it to Greece, I brought it everywhere. So I wore this cap with this lip, put the raincoat on it. This lip became a barrier to the water, and then it didn't get into my eyes, and it ended up working really great. So this was a really great idea that really helped in the rain and kind of made my journey a little more comfortable. Okay, so tip 2, let me undress. So tip number 2 is I found these really great gloves. They were windproof and they're waterproof, and they were really warm, easy to put on. And they also, on this little finger here, I was able to take my photos and to use my phone. Sometimes when my phone got wet, it was a little bit more challenging, so I might have had to take my gloves off. But if it wasn't wet, this worked really well. I'm using this on the phone. So these gloves are nice. They have a great liner inside, and they're waterproof and they're windproof. And what I like about them the most is that they're thin. They're not really thick. So these were really great gloves. That was another tip. So another tip is when you don't want to wear that big raincoat because you're not in a big downpour of rain, or it's so wet you wanted to wear something different. I did have this little down jacket that I've had for a really long time, but it's not waterproof. But I had purchased this year actually this lightweight waterproof Viore rain slicker. It's very lightweight, it's very thin. It was really nice, and I was able to put this over my raincoat. I had the hood, and here we go, right? We need the little lip from the cap. And I was able to wear this more to a restaurant when I was done playing in the rain and the snow, and this really worked really well because it's really nice to have layers. When you have layers, you can kind of take things off when you're in a restaurant or when you're indoors, and when you're outdoors, you can pile it on. Wearing a scarf around your neck really helps, and it helps, keep you nice and warm. And the other tips that I could say is I did not bring really good waterproof boots. I wore my water resistant hiking boots, and they did pretty well until I stepped in a puddle and they got soaked. And when it was downpouring rain, it was too much. those were the shoes that I brought. So of course I would recommend finding some nice waterproof shoes if you were going to bring them, especially one that has some good traction on the bottom, because when you're in the rain and you're in the snow, things can get pretty slippery. So you want to be careful with that. Another tip that I'd like to share with you that I actually got from my granddaughter are these hand warmers. These hand warmers work so well. You can just cut them open right here, and they just warm up once they get to the air. So there's these little things, and I think what's in them, they're air activated, and there aren't any chemicals. You just kind of warm it up, and they warm up in the air, and then they just stay warm for a really long time. You can stick these in your pocket and hold on to them if you want. You can put them in your gloves if you're really cold. You could put them in your shoes if you can stand that. I couldn't stand that because I like to have my shoes nice and comfortable, but they warm up really nice and they last a really long time, and these were really convenient too. So I thought I would share that with you. And they come in little packets. So there's two to a little packet, so you can, you have two hands and you can hold them up. They're hand warmers. They're great. So those are just a few of the ideas that I found really helpful to me that might be helpful to you. I know there's a lot of people who live in cold weather, who have a lot of rain, who have a lot of snow, that might have some other tips to share with us. But for me, coming from Southern California, coming into this weather right now, it was really helpful for those few little tips. Just made everything really nice and easy and comfortable. And I hope those tips have helped you as we're coming into the winter months. Where are you going this winter? Are you going anywhere fun? Are you going skiing? Are you going to be coming to Yosemite? I know that today, because of the weather, Yosemite's closed, but I still had a good time. I played in some forest with some big redwoods today, and I got soaking wet, but that's okay. It's all good, and I really had a great time. So anyway, I hope these few little tips helped you, and let me know what you think, and we'll talk soon. Ciao for now.